Good morning. It is Ginny and Tim at
Hello.
DS Tech in Escanaba, Michigan. And we want to talk about 7 ways plus because we got extra stuff to talk about at the end of our episode today. So stay tuned for some security advice on these same topics. So we're going to talk about the ways that you can use your USB port in your car, which will be really handy for your summer adventures, which are coming to an end.
But still lots of time for fall adventures too. So.
Fall adventures are the best,
Yes.
Actually. Those are, I think they're more fun.
Yeah, I like
because it's not so hot and there's less bugs.
Yep.
So, hey, drop us what you're doing for your fall and summer adventures. We'd love to hear. And if you have any questions, drop those. And stay tuned. We're gonna talk some security, but some fun stuff too.
So what do we got here? So talking about different uses for your car's USB port, because most people think of USB, they just think of the USB stick or maybe the charger for their phone, and that's about it. But there's lots of devices now that are starting to use USB as their charging power mechanism. So there's some different use cases we can go. So basically rethinking your car's USB port. So most people see their car's USB port as a phone charger, but today it can be multi-purpose as well. So a couple of cool things with the USB port is if you have a newer computer with we're talking like the modern infotainment systems, things like that on them. So, examples would be you can charge more than just your phone. You can charge your smartwatch, earbuds, and there's even little lanterns, there's lights, there's fans, there's GoPros, all kinds of stuff for your camping, going to the beach, that kind of stuff is important.
It's not just your phone. You can charge any of those USB
Any USB
devices.
stuff, depending. Yeah. It may not be as fast depending on your car, USB specification things, but it will do some for you.
My fancy new one has a USB-C port.
Yeah, some of the newer cars have both the USB and the USB-C already. And then if you do have that, the USB-C will charge your stuff faster just because typically that's how it's for.
Because it's newer.
Stream music and podcasts without data. So USB flash drive to play audio files directly or saving when coverage is poor. I do this like if you have any premium service, whether it's Pandora, Spotify, whatever, usually you can download your files for offline use as well. And then you can plug your actual device into it, USB or Bluetooth it, and then now you're using those locally downloaded files. You're not using data then. Or use a USB stick. If your car says ability to play MP3 files, you may be able to just take a USB stick with MP3s loaded on it, plug it in, and then now you can browse them and be able to play them just directly off the USB stick as well.
That's cool because I've downloaded like podcasts as MP3s.
Yeah,
and
then
I could put
back in the day too. You had like the regular music CDs, and you had the MP3 CDs, which could fit way more songs or data because you would just store the MP3s versus the actual audio converted. So it's kind of the same file format, just now on the USB sticks instead of your CDs. So
yeah, that's cool because I was telling you before, one of my older cars had a disc changer, which I thought was super cool.
Yep. Yeah, you hear them go.
I thought it was so fancy,
clicking around. Yep.
But now it's like
eats your CD and wouldn't give it out. If it broke. But yeah. So, everything's USB-C now, so you can use the USB flash drives to play directly. This one talks about powering a dash cam for extra safety. So automatically records as you drive. There's little cameras you can get that just kind of go up, and now because they're powered by USB and memory is so cheap with like the USB SD cards, you can record tons of video. Good for insurance claims, things like that, because they record continuously all the time and then only save like the last 5 or 10 minutes. And so the idea is you just record it all the time, 24/7, and it's not really overriding. And then if something were to ever happen, you can say, all right, I'm going to save this, and it will save that section of video for you.
Kind of like your home security cameras?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just like that, only in your car. They can just plug for when you're driving around. Mainly like bigger cities, things like that, insurance, accidents, things like that. You never know. It's just useful to have that to prove your case. Mini USB coolers, so chills drinks without ice. So there's little USB powered coolers you can even use potentially that you can charge, a couple drinks, things like that in the car. They're not heavy duty, but good enough for short trips to the beach shops. I've seen them more too, where it's like not really like a cooler, but it's almost like an electric koozie that plugs in and it keeps your one drink cold, whatever. Run a USB fan. So USB fans exist. I have them in my office when the AC broke one year too, and we had fans running. So that's useful.
Do they have them for keeping things warm too for the winter?
Maybe. I wonder if there's like a USB heating pad. You could get like a little, coaster. That's a thing that you.
If we could think of it, somebody else.
I'm sure it exists. Yeah. Charging a backup power bank. So a lot of times you have a battery backup power bank when you're camping, things like that. Well, you can use your car to basically charge your power bank. So then use that as your system when you're then hiking or leaving as a charging. And transfer and viewing photos in your dashboard. So I don't know if mine does this or not, but I know some of the newer infotainment systems maybe even have like a gallery feature or an ability to look at photos. So the idea is you take a bunch of photos, you take your SD card, or you have a little thing you can plug your camera in, and then you can just look at your photos on the infotainment system as instead of just on your device or,
Or
whatever
maybe
you
the
have.
USB drive even.
Or maybe the USB can transfer. The thing I wonder is like most photos are taken in like a RAW format, and I don't know if it'll view the RAW format, so it may be only to view, say, JPEGs. It kind of depends. I'd be curious on that. I haven't actually tested that one, but it'd be useful.
I am going to check it out. I'll tell you what I
worth
find
trying
out.
it out. Yeah, I don't have a Tesla, so I don't have the latest and greatest infotainment system, but maybe it'll work. We'll try it out.
Try it, my Chevy.
So just think out of the box. The little port can do more just than on your phone. And now we are going to get into a little bit of some of the, I guess, security risks or things to keep in mind about USB ports in general as well too. So, public USB ports can pose a risk. They call it juice jacking, where you could be at an airport and it's convenient. They have all the little charging stations there for you, and they might even have a cord that is sitting there plugged in for you. You're like, oh, how convenient. I'll just plug my phone into this cord. Well, they actually make cords that will actually steal your device's information and can be like a remote access thing, all this crazy stuff just in the cord itself. So with that, keep in mind, use your own cords if you have the ability to bring them. Don't just trust the cord that's sitting there. Also, the blocks themselves could be malicious. Now, in an airport, in a hotel, is it going to be malicious? Probably 99% of the time, no. But the idea is that if you want to use your own little, I call it a wall wart, basically the thing you plug into the wall that you can plug your USB into. If you bring your own and use power, then you know for sure it's a safe system.
Yeah.
Or it talks about here, there's a little hack about if you're really concerned about that with your phone and your phone's low on energy, you can literally turn your phone off first, then plug it in. That way, if it was malicious, it's not going to be able to do anything because your phone's off and it will only utilize the power and charge your phone. Is kind of a little hack around for that. So just avoid plugging your phone into known USB ports, airports, hotel lobbies, things like that. Always use a USB data blocker or your own power brick. So try to use your own chargers if you have the ability to do so.
Trust no one.
Yeah.
Right?
And that goes into the next one. Never trust found USB devices. So a random USB stick in a parking lot or a bathroom, it could be a baiting tactic. Plugging it in can affect your laptop, car, infotainment system, or whatever. And it's very common. You see this like at banks, at hospitals, where someone may leave a USB in the parking lot of a hospital that says client, medical records, or resume, or some little label on it to make it seem enticing. So someone will pick it up. You go, oh, what's that? Let's plug it in my computer.
I'm
and
curious.
Then the next thing you know, if they're not locked down, it can infect your systems and do various things like that. So never trust random USBs you find in the wild is the biggest thing with that.
They're so cheap too. So why? Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking, oh, I found a USB stick, now it's mine. I'm like, why not just buy one? They're like $10.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, unless it's some
$5 even, those little ones.
Yeah, they're so cheap now. Exactly. So USB charging best practices. Kind of talked about this a little bit. Use your own cords and adapters with your own power bricks, and turn your phone off if you really are concerned or curious and you need it to charge. Just turn it off, plug it in, then you'd be good to go. And this is important to teach kids. USB equals data and power, not just charging. So it can have data, so that don't plug in random USBs. And just because it fits doesn't mean it's safe. I like that bit. So
that's a good line.
So just because so it just basically recapping everything, just in your summer vacation, the USB ports are becoming more common for various devices, but because of that, it's kind of an attack service that people are like, well, more people are plugging more things in with USB, so maybe you're going to start to see more of that juice jacking, or that's going to be more of a way that people are trying to get data from your devices just because it's becoming more and more common. So just be aware of it and have fun this summer.
Yeah, be safe. Tell us about your adventures. We'd love to hear. And have you ever found a USB drive in the wild? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Drop your comments, visit our website, and reach out if you need any help with your business security and stuff like that.
Right.
Make it a great day.